A monster producer is a legendary creature who combines multiple skill sets to dominate their market. Are you ready to dominate?
Good morning, guys. Good morning to you. 801, Coach Burt. Everybody needs a coach, folks, in life. Everybody needs a good coach in life. What's up, Thomas C. Davidson? Diego, where you been, man? Where you been? I've been looking for you. Thomas C. Davidson, a mission statement is only valuable if people actually believe it and work on it. I believe in belief statements. This is what we believe. This is why we believe it. This is what we do here. Okay, so if you're out there, folks, good morning to you, number one. I'm Coach Micheal Burt. And just finished a great coaching session with one of my Navy SEALs, Nathan Weathersby, loan originator. And I'm kind of following up on my video I did last night about how much time should you be spending on the weekends thinking about your weeks. And I'm gonna tell you, from 20 to 30, I remember working a lot. I remember spending a lot of time, Brian Brown, at the gym when I was a basketball coach. But I was not a high-performance person, in my opinion. Where I am today versus where I was from 20 to 30 is two totally different levels of high performance. And it really starts with you making a simple decision to go pro in your life. And I was telling Nathan this morning, man, I wish I wrote the book, Turning Pro. Pressfield wrote that book. And man, I wish I would have wrote it, because that's a great concept. Because I was thinking about this last night. The amount of time you spend on the weekend thinking about your week, working on your week, meditating about what you're going to do, building the confidence muscle, is in direct proportion to the amount of income you make. Okay? And my buddy Brad Lee would tell you, if you want to make more income, it's real simple. You got to do more of what's working, or you got to get better at what you're doing. Now, imagine if you did more and you got better, right? If you did more, if you do more of what you're doing that's working. See, if you're trying to go from A to B in life, one thing you can do is you can look at somebody who's already at the B you want to get to, and go, man, that dude's already doing it. Now, what's he doing that I'm not doing? Now, here's the tricky part. Then it becomes a very simple question. Am I willing to do what that dude is doing? Diego, am I willing to put the time in? Am I willing to make the calls? Am I willing to build my confidence? Am I willing to follow up 7 to 15 touches? Am I willing to become a person of interest? Am I willing to take risk and gamble? Am I willing to risk losing? Am I right? I got to do more, or I got to get better. Justin Myers, right? Good morning. Justin, I'm going to call you. There's 2 or 3 things I want to call you about. So when you think about this, to me, this is a simple formula. And the formula is, if I want to get better, man, okay? When we know better, we do better. But the question is, do we have what it takes to go do it? And to go do it is going to require sacrifice. So to get to the next level, Will DeFore, we got to give something up. Buffy, we got to give something up. And we got to make a decision what we're willing to give up. Now, you're going to come at me and say, I got a lot of conditions in life, Coach, and I got kids, and I got family, and I got church, and I got this, and I got that. And I would tell you, so do all the big-time people that are doing what they're doing. They got kids, and they got families, and they got church, and they got spouses, and they got travel, and they got this. And they don't use that as an opt-out clause. They just make it work. Good morning, Kyle. So when you're thinking about this concept of doing more or getting better, I believe that in these certain habits that we got to do every day, and as we build these habits, we build the muscle. And then when we build the muscle, it's less about how we feel and more about seeing something through to its logical conclusion. We don't need to get caught up in the mechanics. We don't need to get caught up in the what ifs. We don't need to get caught up in it'll work or it won't work. What we need to do is we need to take an action. When in doubt, we need to take an action. Now, the question becomes, which action should we take? And this is where I would ask you, if I ask you right now, what's the number one thing that's working? Jerry Shepard, what's the number one thing that's working? how do we do more of what's working? And how do we step back and ask ourselves what's working and how do we do more of that? Now, then if we step back and ask, how do we get better at doing more of what's working? Right? Now we're starting to get some focus. Now, I have some hacks that I use, folks. One of those is what's my red zone? Casey Cox, what's my red zone? Right? Who's in my red zone today? Who's in my red zone today? Who's closest to making a decision? Okay. Then I start asking myself, where's my level 10 opportunities, Brian White? What's the biggest opportunity I have right now that's in front of my face that I could take action on, that I need to be focused on? What's up, Brian Truman? Then I start asking, what's my B? Where am I moving toward? Is this a low value or a high value? But at the end of the day, folks, it could be real simple, D. Richard Hodges. It's just step back and do a little bit of inventory. What's working that we should do more of? Well, this is working. This plan, this strategy, this works. Okay? How do we get better at doing that? Well, we get better by practicing, role play, testing. And this is why my video yesterday about how much should you be working on the weekends. Well, you should be working enough on the weekends until you're making enough money, until your skills are better, until you have figured it out, right? Like you don't stop until you figure it out. And then once you figure it out, you don't stop then, Megan. You just keep going. Confidence is really a feedback loop from you distributing your talent to the world and the world saying, damn, you're good. Bring some more. Lack of confidence is you distributing very low levels of talent, getting bad feedback, and not wanting to do it anymore, okay? So the more I do it, the better I get. And the better I get, the more money you can make, right? It's like this month I'm covering health and wealth in my coaching program, and I'm doing all this research. And here's the deal. Healthy people make more money. They got more time to work. They got better attitudes. They got more motivation. It's just that simple. Now, here's the funny thing. Wealthier people are healthier people because they got better access to medicine, more access to better doctors. Where am I at? Right? So when you think about this, hey, did I take a right turn here, folks? Now, so when you think about this, I want you to really start asking yourself the hard questions, man. What do I need to do more of? What do I need to get better at? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to get better at? Because once we start getting better, man, we're going to get more confidence. And once we get more confidence, we're going to want to do more of it. Once we do more of it, we're going to get better at it. And guess what? It's never going to end. It's going to be a perpetual cycle of doing more and getting better. Gosh, and then it starts getting fun, folks. So if you want to get better at your follow-up, June 1st, folks, I'm doing another full day on fanatical follow-up. It was such a big hit that I said, you know what? Let's do that again. So at my lodge, June 1st, okay, I'm going to be breaking down fanatical follow-up, okay? And I'm going to show you how to follow up like a pro, okay? I'm going to show you how to follow up like a pro because the pros follow up differently than the amateurs do. Okay, and ultimately I'm going to add a twist on this one that's going to be different. I'm going to show you how people of interest follow up to where you're actually attracting business versus chasing. You've got people actually wanting to do business with you versus you chasing and trying to beg them. June 1st, fanatical follow-up, my lodge. Okay, let's see who's serious and who's not serious, folks. Everybody needs a coach in life. It's Monday. We're going to do more, by George, and we're going to get better. I'm going to say something very controversial here. And this is actually a chapter of my next book, chapter 3. You hear a lot of people talk about find your why. Find your why. You got to find your why. Simon Sinek wrote a great book, sold millions of copies, called Start With Why. Okay? Only to figure out that people didn't know their why, so I had to come back and write Find Your Why. Well, the third chapter of my new book is called Screw Your Why. And you say, why? And I'm going to tell you why. I have been coaching people for 28 years. I do not believe you sit in a room and find your purpose and then go do something big in the world. I believe your purpose finds you when you are in the pursuit of something bigger.